Hello, Potato. Today is March the 24th, and this is Quarantine Log number 4. Now, I'm going to admit to you, yesterday's Quarantine Log was not great. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. But today, I'm going to be a little bit more focused, maybe a little less talky, although today's thing should give me a little time to talk. Because today we are going to, while practicing our good social distancing, take a little trip to Hawaii, courtesy of Disney Toybox, with the figures from Stitch, Maui, and Moana. Numbered 7, 8, and 9, although I don't think that's actually true in the scheme of these figures. That may just be part of whatever series they were from. I think these two came out in the same series, but I think Stitch came out actually earlier. I could be wrong. So, if you're not really aware of the history of the Toybox figures, essentially what these are is that there was a game for the 360 and the PS3, I think the Wii had a version, called Disney Infinity. This was one of those toys-to-life games like Lego Dimensions, which I do sorely miss, and Skylanders. And there was a space one, like Armada or something like that, that came out, I think it was just last year. Right after all those toy-to-life games had died. Lego Dimensions and Skylanders were the last two holdouts, which makes sense, Skylander being the first one. At least the first one that I know of. There might have been something before that was even less popular. But it didn't do well. I don't remember the name of it. I remember the Switch version had Star Fox, but that's all you remember about it. So Disney Infinity, the idea was that you'd have the little play sets based on the different movies or shows. They never did that many. The first one was kind of straight Disney and Pixar. So there was a Lone Ranger set, a Monsters University set, because that had just come out at the time. What else was there in that? Incredibles. And then then they had, instead of just releasing more add-ons for it, which they should have done, they released an Infinity 2, which was largely Marvel focused. And then Infinity 3 was largely Star Wars focused. And frankly, I mean, they were following the same thing as Skylanders, so just releasing new games instead of adding on to your existing, as where Lego Dimensions went through, I think, 3 series and never released a sequel. They just released more content, which is what I was looking for from Infinity. Anyways, that's not relevant to this. So, the thing with Infinity is you have all these different characters from different art styles, and you have to make them fit into the same game, which means you need to somehow make the Lone Ranger and Sully and Mickey Mouse and Luke Skywalker all somehow look like they belong together in the same game. And so they came up with a very unique art style. And of course, when the game died, there were people who were buying the stuff just for the little figures. And I have a bunch of the figures, and I don't know where they are at the moment, so we're not going to show you those. But they had a very unique art style, and to resurrect that, they created in the Disney stores the Toybox line of toys. Toybox being the open play mode from Disney Infinity, where you could build whatever you wanted and all the characters could play together, because that was another thing I didn't like about Infinity that I loved about Lego Dimensions, is that you couldn't bring characters from other stories in. So like in Lego Dimensions, I could have Homer Simpson riding a Velociraptor through Minas Tirith. That was awesome. And you couldn't do that in in Disney Infinity, except for in Toybox. Toybox was cute. I mean, I think if you were a Minecraft kind of person, it would have fed into that part of your soul. But for me, I mean, it was cute. It was fun. It was missed opportunity. But the figures continued, and I held off on buying these figures through pretty much the entire first series of them, until they released a Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. And then I gave up and I started buying them. And while I don't have a lot of that first release, I do have a lot of them since then. I've actually got a few around the void space here. Let's see if we can see them. Up here we have, there's Facepalm Iron Man. I like that figure because it can facepalm. We got Mickey and Minnie holding their Keyblades. There's Thanos waving his fist at the sky. We pan up. We've got... There we go. We've got Chewie and Han Solo. And there are more around. I just don't think they're in here. Let's try to make this as least nauseating as possible. There we go. I have no idea if that was even in focus for those. But anyway. So I'm going to open these today. We're going to take a look at them. The neat thing about Lego... Or is it Lego? God. Lego on the brain, don't I? I really did like Lego Dimensions. The neat thing about the Toybox figures is that neat, chunky art style. The bad thing is you kind of are sacrificing some playability. These generally sell for about $13 in the Disney store. Some are big, some bigger ones. Yeah, like Maui here was $15. And there's some other ones like I have like a 2-pack of R2-D2 and C-3PO, which I think was $20 because you're getting technically 2 figures. I have a Gray Hulk figure, which I think was the same price as Maui. So what have you all been up to during quarantine? Yesterday we didn't leave the house other than to take the trash out yesterday and go to the mail. Yesterday we finished the first season of Murder, She Wrote. And we started watching this British sitcom that Amazon Prime had called That's My Boy. It's got Molly Sugden. If you like British comedy, you probably are aware of the show Are You Being Served? She was Mrs. Slocum in Are You Being Served? And that's part of why we're watching it. This seems to be after that, though. It's got the worst theme song ever. Alright, so here we have Moana. So, with these figures, you get sometimes very, like I said, very limited articulation. They've got the articulation. The points of articulation are generally there, but they don't do much. Like, here, her elbow just moves inward a little bit. So, sometimes it leads for fun things like Facepalm Iron Man there, but sometimes it's just severe limitation to what a character can or can't do. And another thing they frequently can't do is stand up on their own. That's why Mickey doesn't actually need one, but Minnie has a stand, and Mickey has one too, just so, stability. Because they're holding the keys. Although Mickey was holding his key since like 2018 without a problem. Minnie, however, she has tiny feet compared to Mickey, and yeah, see, Moana just doesn't want, even holding her oar like a tripod does not work. She's just does not want to stand up. Her hair. It's because it's hair. Look how much hair she has. That's like half the body weight right there. Is just her hair, and she can't sit, and that's as far as her legs go. I mean, her knees. I guess she could kneel. No, she can't do that either. I'm really not sure what the market idea on these was, because I mean, for children they honestly seem a little flimsy, and for adults they don't stand up. They have the little holes in the feet, so you can put stands on them if you can find ones that fit them. And the only ones I have found really just easily available is that Target carries some for the, I think, Miko figures, like Pennywise here. And yeah, it works great for some of those figures, not so great for others. Didn't work for my Borderlands 3 Tina figure, but to be fair, she's a McFarlane, not a Miko or Mezco or whatever it is. It didn't really work on Minnie. I had to put some blue tack on her foot to make her stand on it without falling over, just because she has such tiny ankles and feet compared to Mickey. That's not a great pose, but she's standing. So we can get her to stand over here, which will be a whole nother fight. There we go. Still not a great pose, but at least she's standing. Yep, we're taking our little Hawaii vacation here. Thanks to Toybox. And I've been enjoying some of the stuff people are doing, especially like on YouTube and other online streaming stuff to to entertain people during this time. Other day we watched a small Lindsey Sterling concert, played from I guess her sister's bathroom, that she had originally done for I think it was the World Health Organization. It was streamed on through Instagram, but then she put it up on her YouTube channel. And yesterday we watched YouTuber Mark Rober. If you don't know the name, you probably are aware of one of his videos. He did those videos the last couple of years where he created the glitter bomb to catch porch pirates. Yeah, that's him. And he did a science class on why helium makes your voice get higher. And I'm sure this was meant really for kids. I bet now he's going to stand up well. He's got big feet. Like Wreck-It Ralph. I thought Wreck-It Ralph's in here somewhere. Is he tied in? He's tied in, that's why. He's actually tethered. Yeah, Mark Rober's videos are fun. He recently did one with another, I think it was a group of Australians, where they built a trampoline big enough to drop a car on and bounce it. So the newer figures don't come with these. At least not the newest ones I've seen. These come with the little card insert of what other figures were available. I don't have any of the Toy Story ones, which is kind of weird. I don't have anything Incredible. I think the Incredibles actually have been discontinued already. I remember seeing them all on clearance, and I didn't buy them. There's a newer version of the Falcon. These are a year or so old. The new version of the Falcon comes with Ray and BB-8, I believe. Yeah, that was the one that got me there. Jack Skellington was the one that made me start buying these. I have those four. That's Stitch if you can't figure it out, and Minnie. I don't think I have the First Order Stormtrooper, but I think I have the rest of the Star Wars ones. Yeah, I don't have any of the Pixar. Only Pixar one I think I have is Sully. And I do kind of regret not getting those two, or Ant-Man, because I have Wasp, but I don't have Ant-Man. They discontinued Ant-Man first. Doctor Strange is probably the most disappointing of the figures I've got, because there's no way in the world you can make him make that pose. He's awkward to stand up. He does not pose that way at all, and that's a little disappointing, I think, for kids when you show them like Thanos. Thanos can basically do that pose, although I'm going to say he looks a little cooler in the picture than he does in reality. His head, I think, the scale's a little different on the actual toy. And I think that's the Venom figure that just came out a couple months ago, and I think that's Spider-Man. I have both of them. I have that, if that's what those are. And maybe we'll do them another day. So, I know I said I was going to do, talk about, podcasters, but I will, probably. I mean, I'm looking at least another week of doing these. I mean, again, not set for Sunday. I do have Sunday's video recorded. I haven't edited it yet, though. You think if I'm sitting in front of a computer all day, I would do that, but I haven't. Maybe I will today. I don't know. All right, there we go. Maui's got a lot of detail on him. He's got the necklace. I mean, Moana is a nice figure. I always like how with the Disney toys they give her, and I want to say this in the least insulting way possible, thick legs, which is appropriate, and that's the way that the character is portrayed in the movie. And they don't just stick her on the standard Disney princess body with just a different colored plastic. She clearly has a unique body from the other dolls they sell at the Disney store, because she's got those thicker legs and the bigger feet, and it's nice detail work. It's something I would think a lot of toy manufacturers wouldn't bother with, and I rather suspect if I saw something from, let's say, a Moana doll in a, say, another store that was made by another toy brand, and I won't name names, that it probably would just have Barbie doll style legs. Alright, give Maui his big hook. I think he'll stand up with this. Yeah, look at that. That is a nice chunky figure. Look at all the detail work in his tattoos. For the size of him, I mean, yeah, he's got limited articulation. You can make him say hi. Very limited articulation, but lots of good detail work. And being a big, chunky figure, he stands up without... Oh, now he's going to fall over to prove me wrong. He stands up without a problem. Here we go. Put your arm around Moana. That'll help hold her up. That's actually what I did with my my Wreck-It Ralph figures, is that Ralph is holding Vanellope in his arm. Like holding her up, because she's a tiny, tiny figure. She's like Yoda sized, which of course I can't show you because I don't have him in here. He's actually not open. Yeah, of course now her oar is blocking his face, so that's not acceptable. Can we have her hold the oar with her weird articulation? Oh, that looks painful. Looks like I've broken her arm. No, she cannot. But she can hold it at an angle like that. That's close to what I was going for. There we go. Maui will hold her up, kind of like he did for a good portion of the film. That's actually not a bad movie. It's... I don't know. I mean, do you think it's going to be one of those classics? I think it's not going to be as forced. I know some of the more recent princess movies, I think, are kind of forced by Disney to, like, you know, you're going to like this. We're going to keep making things on it until you do. But I don't think that's one of them. Alright, Stitch. So I guess maybe they are part of that. We're part of the same set because they have the same insert paper. So maybe they really were figures 7, 8, and 9 in Disney. Excuse me. I think the original figures, the first ones that came out, were like all Avengers and Toy Story. I don't think there were any like straight Disney characters in that first release at all. And really, there's not like a Donald Duck. I mean, Mickey and Minnie are the only two like classic Disney characters, and Pluto, but are the only classic characters to really get a toy box release so far. Pluto came with Mickey, and I guess to make it seem fair, for some reason, is that even on camera? I don't think it's on camera. Let's see if I can grab him. Minnie came with Figaro from Pinocchio. So somehow, for some reason, that is her cat. Which I guess will be unfortunate if they ever release a Pinocchio figure. That'd be a spindly character, wouldn't it? If I think like Moana's legs or Minnie's legs are spindly. Oh, he just does not want to come out of here. He is not banded in. Surprised they didn't do him in the Hawaiian shirt or the Elvis costume. Because I actually have, I think I have a couple. Oh no, I have the Rockin' Elvis, Lilo, and Stitch. Let me see if I can show you. Doll set from way back when I worked at KB. Right, I've never really fully finished like doing anything with these shells. See right there. And those were nice dolls. Kind of wish I gotten the other ones. And I also have in the Hawaiian shirt, I have the bobblehead, along with the I think the hula version of Lilo. Although that is in the closet, and I can't get to that. Alright, let's put Stitch. So this thing is Stitch something to stand on, although I think he probably would stand on his own. He seems squat enough. I'm going to say Vanellope is kind of about this size. Obviously she doesn't have the ears. Yeah, he stands up on his own. So naturally we have a stand for him. Vanellope's I think about this size. And she came with, I think it was the kitten and the bunny from that bit in the closing credits of Wreck-It Ralph 2. Because they were a Wreck-It Ralph 2 release. They weren't released for the middle, because the original... the original came out when Disney Infinity was still going. I have the Ralph and Vanellope for those. Sadly, they didn't get a level pack, because I would have loved, even into being just largely kart racer based, that would have been an awesome level pack. Oh, did he not hold his gun? He doesn't actually hold his gun. Well, why'd you give him a gun accessory if you can't make him hold it? That's lame. That's lame, Disney. Yeah, I must like rubber band. Yeah, he doesn't. I want to get some little like clear rubber bands, like the kind that are meant for like hair, so I can get these figures to hold their accessories better. Because some of them don't. Some of them really don't. But here, we'll put you there. You actually stand it better without the stand. Let's lean you forward a little bit. There we go. Yeah, well that stinks. It stinks about the gun. The figure's still nice. He's got some nice articulation. He's got great little detail. Got the mouth is nice and sculpted out. Got the little puff of hair on the chest. Got his fur. He's got bendable waist, which a lot of them don't. Or flexible waist. I guess to make up the fact he doesn't have any elbows. Because, yeah, the Vanellope figure is another one that has just exceedingly limited articulation because of how small it is. I'm going to get him back on the surfboard. Alright, I think we have probably gone long enough today. So I really am trying to make these not be like a half an hour long. I've been failing miserably at that so far. But there we go. There's our little Hawaiian trip. Thanks to the Disney Toybox action figure line. Moana, Maui, and Stitch. And until next time, please remember to wash your hands thoroughly, cough into your elbow, practice safe and smart social distancing, and stay healthy. And I'll see you in the next video.